Irises. Pretty, 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 pretty little flower. Pretty. Anyway, um, you're actually getting a flower over there too. A flower over there. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Anyway, yeah, off to work I go. I hope. Your video. Just an observation, general video subject. People, dogma, what they want the truth to be, uh, seriousness of heart, seriousness of focus or mindset, discipline, different kinds of ways of looking at the world. Certainly authority, how you view the experts. Clearly people just sit there and choose to pick their expert. They join a camp. you know, and obviously we can't all be qualified to converse expertly on everything. Some people get more qualified than others, I would argue. I'm certainly more qualified than most people, as I have a range of general knowledge and experience with the world that is more edifying than the common man's, I suppose. I mean, I've had to learn science, not just, I've had to use it practically in my work. But anyway, so I've retained a familiarity where other people might be more up on, what's the acronym for, whatever, for years I thought it was loser online, LOL. Never occurred to me, laughing out loud. Anyway, yeah, anyway, so deduction flaw there. I lose some credibility points in terms of being hip and, vogue and whatever the current word is for hip or vogue. It's probably one of those. Twittitis, Twittophile, whatever. Anyway, so I was just thinking about this, this how people, this stupid Carla thing keeps posting comments. So I'm going to, post a really long one, and so I'm kind of pleased that it's wasting so much of its time writing a very long comment, so that's good. But that's about all you get out of it. The accusations are stupid, and the arguments are idiotic. So yeah, it doesn't take much work to explain any of the misunderstanding. And these aren't misunderstandings; they're just deliberate efforts by crazy people. So anyway, there is a post where the Carla crazy cites his respected authorities, or her, whatever it is, and they are the crazy kooks, that whatever he has, Walnut or something, I don't know what the fuck his name is, I don't remember, who believes in UFOs and Jeebus and all other truther theories, and thou art that, and I think Piro, which is just hilarious. Thou art that believes that there's some gaping universal vagina out there just waiting for the human member to show up and complete it. Yeah. And these are authorities. These are original thinkers. Yeah, that was the argument. Who's the original thinker? Yeah. Well, whatever. My comment is LOL. Yeah. I'm going to have an argument about authority with this idiot. But anyway, a conversation. Anyway, so just just thinking about the defensiveness people have. So anyway, the most current physics video I posted at this moment anyway had 7 dislikes and 1 like. You're just, it's just, I don't, that's kind of, I think, the worst I've seen on one of my videos. I think is a ratio. There might have been something worse, but that's pretty bad. And why? What did I say that's so outrageous? I counter-argued that the evidence provided me of an experiment that duplicates my agenda wasn't duplicating my agenda, and I explained why it's a pretty poor experiment, poorly performed, and that even in that poor condition, it isn't anything close to a decisive piece of evidence. It's quite usable to defend either argument. So doesn't mean much. And then the rest of the point was playing Feynman, making my argument that the phenomenon we're seeing in quantum mechanics is really about the function of electrons and not the function of photons. That the secret to the formula is being produced by electrons. But anyway, whether they're, like I said, whether that has some association with the matter they're associated with, I don't know. But I think it can be concluded that photons aren't doing anything crazy. Electrons are doing something strange, mysterious to our senses. And I don't think it's that mysterious. I just think nobody wants to find the real answer. They want the Santa Claus answer. So they're not looking. They're certainly not looking as a prime directive. It's not the prime directive of physics to resolve flaws in the model. The prime directive seems to be just keep building on the model. Don't look for flaws. Yeah. So anyway. So again, he cites some authorities. This guy won a Nobel Prize, therefore he must be right. And I could just argue, well, Feynman won a Nobel Prize, so he must be right. So that doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, so bottom line is it got me just thinking about the different kinds of people. People who want better answers, who want better proof, who expect better proofs. And people who just go where the boats are floating towards. They just head in the direction of the boats they like the color of. They don't want to figure out how to be a boat. So I was thinking about that mystic, modern mystic, just because the man has a nice arsenal of knowledge. He's very well read. That's a good quality. You can't go wrong knowing more stuff. It's being able to glean the shit from the rest that's the problem. It just seems like also he's devoted his brain space, this well-informed brain space, to gardening. And yes, it's an interesting problem to be solved, how to maximize my gardening output and find efficiencies. And so it's a nice puzzle game, a nice entertainment of the brain. And I would say I'm the same way. I like things that need solving. I like resolving paradoxes or whatever the thing might be. And so yeah, I have the same kind of a passion for trying to find a straighter line between 2 points, kind of thing. But it just seems like such a waste, right? I mean, yeah, he might become a very expert gardener, and maybe he can give people some gardening advice in the future because of the expertise he's acquiring. But it just seems like I'd prefer he devoted his intelligence to something grander. Now, he does devote it to the economy, but I'd say a problem there. I don't know even how to describe it as a problem, but he's stalled. I think he's not that the big picture engine doesn't fully open, and he doesn't see, the crudeness of the mechanism, ultimately, what the real values are, and how you can't hide them anywhere. You can't have waste and call it not waste. You can't have friction and say it's not friction. And he doesn't seem to measure those elements and account for them as destructive elements. So in having a perfectly spinning top, to reference old fan, there'd be as minimal friction as possible, so everything be streamlined and well oiled, so to speak, to maintain the spin. And clearly in the economy, all you're really talking about is incentives to produce at a maximum efficiency, get the most out of our work. And clearly the system of capitalism doesn't create necessary work, creates a ton of unnecessary work, especially for consumers, who can't trust the producers, and who have to, and the producers have all kinds of incentive to fool consumers, to seduce them with jive, $5 off your next inflated price purchase, kind of bullshit. Yeah, we'll give you 2 for 1, except we made the price twice as expensive as it usually is. Here, you can buy one that's twice as big, and it costs more than the one that's half as small per ounce. Yeah, see, that kind of crap. Well, anyway, I don't want to get into all the details, but obviously there's a ton of inefficiency, a ton of friction, and he sees it like, well, there's only 2 choices. There's train running through mud, and train running through molasses, and apparently there's no such thing as train on tracks. That you can't do. Something like that anyway. I'm just saying he thinks there's only 2 things, full-on communism and full-on capitalism, and he doesn't think maybe there's something quite brilliant in between that nonsense. But anyway, that's not really the point I wanted to get to, which is more like, what makes somebody curious, what makes somebody, again, just demand better answers, because I know that's, from the very start of my existence, I found the answers I was getting to be wanting. And the fact that I guess I was innately, void of a sense of humor, so I didn't get the whole, let's lie to him about Santa Claus, let's lie to him about sex, let's lie to him about everything. And once I found out that, this stork crap, well, I didn't have to find out. It was obviously a ludicrous story. I knew I was being lied to the minute they started talking about storks delivering babies. What? That doesn't make any sense. It's idiotic. Why don't you have a picture of one of these storks delivering a baby? All you have is cartoon drawings. Yeah. So, I mean, come on. And so you're just saying, oh, okay, I'm on planet of the compulsive liar. So authority began to mean nothing. Now, certainly my parents were right about some things, like, sticking paper clips in the electrical socket probably isn't a great idea. So yeah, I had to learn that for myself a few hundred times, but eventually I said, ooh, maybe I ought to find something else to do. Yeah, certain things you figure out, okay, don't do that one. And so you don't do that one. So no big deal. Dog barked at me, it scared me. Anyway, yeah, so, and you're just saying that why do other people gravitate to these bad answers, these silly answers? Just because they're hopeful? Is that it? I mean, does it really make them feel better to live in a world where storks deliver babies and Santa Claus delivers gifts and you know, there's gold at the end of rainbows. I mean, if it were true, you know, what, I gotta go march down, or I gotta find the secret ladder to the magical rainbow, and you know, fight the giant leprechaun and steal his gold. That's how we live. That seems like a stupid way to live. So anyway, the whole thing does it. What do they do with their gold anyway? Buy Cheez-Its? I mean, you know. So anyway, that's when I say anyway enough times. When I discipline myself thoroughly enough, I will learn not to stick anyway in a light socket. And we'll see. So anyway, I just did it again. Fuck. Really has gotten stuck in there. But that's the problem. Stuff gets stuck, and then we try to rationalize around it. We try to work around the stuff that's stuck in our heads. And I'm not saying I'm not guilty of that too, but I suppose doing this vlogging thing for years, and you know, being accountable for what I say in a pretty hard way. I mean, it's there forever, and you do make mistakes. Yeah, it does make you think better, and it does make you think cautiously, and within a realm that you know, where you think you can support what you're saying with something real rather than something, I hope it's true. I wish it's true. Yeah. So, anyway. Oh, fuck. Oh, my shoulder hurts. Anyway, I did it again. Whatever. No, that doesn't work. Moving on. Yeah, I don't have anywhere to move to. I'm staying here. Okay. Okay is a good one. I can use okay. It's almost like a good enough fill in. Yeah. Okay then. Yeah, okay then. Maybe I should repeat that when I'm home as a mantra. Okay then. Yeah. Maybe that'll work. Okay then. I shall converse with you later, and such, so forth and whatnot. Sorry, not a terribly profound video, but it'll do. Yeah, I gotta put this down. Get to work. Ooh, ow. Okay, that's better. I can hit the button. So, till the next time, for realsy this time.